Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 9, 21.9, life cycle of a thread. As you know, for a human being, there is a life cycle like birth, childhood, puberty, old age and death. Like that, a thread also passes through certain states. Those are known as states. Here is the new. This is the newly born state. This is terminated. This is death state. Between that, some states are there. And there are many concepts relating to the middle states. That's why we have to learn this concept very strategically. And one more thing I have to tell you, there are many questions on the threads and IOs in your interviews, in your job interviews. That point you must remember. That's why I want to explain the entire concept in 2 or 3 phases through few concepts. So, whatever you can understand through this explanation, that extent you understand. In this explanation, you get clarity about overall thing and fewer details about other things that you have to understand. So, immediately after this completion of the concept, you may not have 100% knowledge. Do not worry about that, because if I dump all the concepts at a time and all that, it will be definitely a Greek and Latin. So, I explain in a phased manner and in a very strategically and gradually in further concept I explain the detailed functionalities of each element. Now, this is new. This is new means newly born thread. Already you have seen in the program demos, we create a thread class object. A thread class object is a must, then only thread is created. Whenever we instantiate a thread class object, then that state is called newly born state. Just a thread class object is created, that's all. There is no functionality for it and all that. Thereafter, via thread class object, let us say TD, I showed you, we call the start method. With this call, the method comes to the activation stage. So, here after start method, it comes into the runnable state. Runnable state. Here, one very important point I have to tell you. Many times already explained to you, Java multi-threading capabilities are borrowed from the host operating system. Actually, host operating system's multi-tasking capabilities are adopted by the Java through its API, means set of classes, interfaces and methods. It shows you as its own system. You feel that you never know the underlying details, but when you are working on Java multi-threading program, what you are feeling, these multi-threading capabilities belong to Java. Nothing wrong in that. Java provides you all set of classes, interfaces and methods which are required for handling multi-threading. Okay, but one point you must remember, platform to platform, the algorithms of multi-threading will be changed, because the host operating system is changed, the corresponding multitasking capabilities are adopted by the Java on the system. That's why you may find some difference in their algorithms. That point you remember. And here, one, as far as runnable is concerned, our JVM, Java's virtual machine, provides runnable only. But internally at low level, the host operating system divides it in 2 phases. But at JVM level, we treat it as one state, a runnable state. We are never talking about running state. But if you have to understand and all that, this logical breakup is required. Simply understand that ready to run and run. Ready to run and run are not one and same. Okay. Suppose in a traffic signal, you can find three lights. One is red, other one is yellow, other one is green. But yellow and green are not alike. Understand? In yellow, ready, get ready. Green, run. In the same manner, even JVM talks about only one state runnable, you must understand it is in two states. Actually, the host operating system internally it implements in two states. This is one is ready, second one is running. Ready means ready for running, and this is running. That means actually it is using the processor. The using the processor stage, that is called running. And standing in queue for getting processor time is called ready. This is internally maintained, but both together JVM recognizes as runnable only. Don't worry about that, but you must know the details. Here I make a little focus. Now, already I showed you in the previous concept, when our program is logically divided into threads, each logical unit is provided to a thread, that I explained to you. All these are standing in queue for the CPU's time. That I explained to you already. With that knowledge, now there is a thread scheduler. JVM provides a thread scheduler. The thread scheduler by default in a normal way, it allocates time in a round robin method. Round robin method means one time slice is given to every thread regardless of its requirement. It may require 20 units of time, but under time slicing it get only 10 units of time. Understand? So, in that way, in a phased manner, they have to avail CPU's time and get their job done. That point you have to understand. So, whatever time is given to a thread is called quantum. Whatever time is given to a thread is called quantum. So, whether its job is over within the quantum period or not, that much time only the thread will come. Suppose if it requires 20 units of time, but quantum is 10 units only, then what will happen? that particular thread utilizes processor time for 10 units, again it should join into queue. Again it gets chance. So, next attempt it can get another 10 units of time, then it can complete its job. This is called a round robin method. In that, whatever time is allocated to each thread is called time slice or the quantum. All the terminology you must remember. So, here ready the scheduler, thread scheduler gives time to a particular thread, then it is called dispatching the thread. Once thread is dispatched, then only it will be eligible, it will run on the processor. That point you understand. Once, now we see, now thread is dispatched, then it goes to running state. That means it enjoys the CPU's time, it can use the processor. Now quantum is over, then it comes into the ready state. This point you understand. This you can understand in detail. Here what you have to understand, round robin method, time slicing or quantum, whatever time is allocated to each thread is called quantum. As soon as quantum is over, still work is remaining, the thread comes back and stand in the ready state. And in this context, one more thing I have to tell you, so far whatever I have been explaining about the thread of having same priority. Same priority means you want to give different priorities to different threads, you may give it. You may give it. For this purpose, the thread priorities are divided into 3 levels. That is minimum priority, normal priority, and max priority. For that purpose, 3 constants are defined: min priority in capital, max norm priority, and max priority.